Deep state coup in progress, coming up next on Deceptions of the Ages News. Hello everybody, welcome to Deceptions of the Ages News. We have a deep state coup in progress right now, so I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm going to just jump right in to the story here. Now, the first thing that I want to point out is that for the sake of putting this out as quickly as possible, as well as brevity, I'm going to make this as concise and consolidated as possible while covering all the main points, because things are probably happening very quickly. I'm not really in touch with what's going on because I've been doing videos. So anyway, I just want to tell you what I saw last night and how it really looks like a deep state coup. So before I continue, let me just tell you that my expertise is I'm the author of Deceptions of the Ages, Mormons, Freemasons, and Extraterrestrials, and that is basically what this book is about, the formation of the deep state and a secret society that most people don't even know about or care about. So with that, I have also experience in the military as a member of the 82nd Airborne, also did the Special Forces Q course, so I'm familiar with psychological warfare, psyops, and how they manipulate populations using the media. Also, I'm the host of Deceptions of the Ages News, and I've been following this for some time, so you can just be your own judge on whether or not my information is valid. If you like this kind of stuff, please hit the subscribe button. I'm demonetized, and also I like to just throw in this brief little message for you to consider. Do you wish everything was free? Do you wish you didn't have any bills to pay? Well, here at Deceptions of the Ages News, we wish that all the time. Unfortunately, it's just not true. But what is true is we have some fantastic books, and they're for sale at HEINESSIGHT.com, especially Deceptions of the Ages, Mormons, Freemasons, and Extraterrestrials. It's available wherever you buy books, or go to HEINESSIGHT.com and get an autographed edition. Now, let's go back to our program. All right, welcome back. Now, what we need to jump into very quickly is last night, like you, I'm watching the election results, expecting a Trump landslide. And I was shocked, and I'm just going to run over the events of the evening, and then I'm going to give you kind of my own little take on what I saw happening based on the things that I know. All right, so the first thing that caught my eye was Tucker Carlson came on Fox News and starts talking about how that Joe Biden is going to accept the media's verdict in the election results, that he's going to accept the media's verdict. When do you accept the media's verdict, right? And then Tucker Carlson says, well, but the people don't trust the media, so what are we going to do about that? And so he just left that hanging there, and then they let him go. And by itself, it doesn't really seem like anything until you consider what happened about, I guess, an hour and a half, 2 hours later. Now, I don't have these video clips. I'm not that sophisticated here, but I do have what I think is accurate information, which is better than probably video clips and regurgitating other people's stuff. So a few hours later, I'm watching, as you all are, and with 73% of the votes supposedly tallied, they announced Arizona for Biden. And so immediately I'm tweeting and just tweeting and saying, nope, that is, they would not announce Florida for Trump with 91%. So why would they announce Arizona for Biden with 73%, and all of Maricopa County had not been counted, none of it. And the governor even rang in and said that these votes have not been counted. So right then, and not only that, but then you had these Fauci-like individuals come in and start talking about probability and statistics, and we estimate, etc., etc. But the one thing they didn't say is we have real data, we have real statistics, we have real facts and figures because we counted the votes. No, you just had estimates, probabilities, this might happen, we think this is going to happen. So they came in and really defended themselves. And I'm sure at that point, people like myself and you were tweeting and saying, oh, here it comes, this is it. So then, after that happens, what do you see? You see Joe Biden come through in a motorcade and actually, before that happens, we have Pennsylvania saying that they're going to stop counting votes. They're going to stop counting votes, all right? So we're going to touch on that in a minute. But then you have Joe Biden's motorcade and his frightening speech where he did that creepy smile, like I'm evil, I'm like the devil, and now I've got control. And that was really frightening. And then suddenly, we're not going to count the votes in Pennsylvania. We're not going to count the votes in Michigan. Any place where Trump was going to win, they decided they weren't going to count the votes. Now, here's my analysis, okay? Number one, going back to Tucker Carlson's statement, the media doesn't ever decide the outcome of an election. The Federal Election Commission does, and the government does, and the media is only there to report on it. So they seem to spend the night, and I'm going to tell you right now that this was all scripted. They spent the night basically legitimizing, like back in the medieval times, the Pope would legitimize like people like Charlemagne, and Napoleon actually took the crown from the Pope and put it on his own head, saying, you're not going to crown me, I crown myself because I'm king of you. And that's the point there, is that the media seems to think that now they're the anointer, and that's not true at all. They're a bunch of hacks that know very little about politics or history or anything, and they just want to sell, get people to click on their crap. So you had this conversation about how the media is going to legitimize the election, and then everything else goes down, right? And you had somebody mention that Brit Hume was there in 2000 during the recount, and suddenly, as all of these states start saying we're not counting votes anymore, every news person, after all this stuff, and remember this is scripted, they just acted like it was normal. It doesn't happen. And Fox News actually sent back, said, oh, well, it happened back in 1896 with Rutherford Hayes or somebody. And it happened in 1896, and we had this factoid. Oh, well, yeah, this does happen all the time. Not in modern times, it doesn't. And so what has really happened is that people just decided that Trump is winning in the state, and we're not going to count the votes anymore. We're just not going to count them. And what Trump is saying is that they're just going to take these votes. Now, remember, I believe it was Wisconsin where they said they ran out of votes. They ran out of ballots, and they had to print more. How many more did they print, right? Enough for Biden to win the election? So these are all things that have to be looked at. But what Trump is saying is what I believe is actually a deep state media coup and complicit with all the social media. So again, I'm going to say this is I'll probably get banned for this, for posting this on YouTube, but if I don't, please consider subscribing to this channel. Please consider going to HEINESSIGHT.com and supporting us with a book purchase. But I'm going to keep you posted as things happen, because what they're showing you, they're the deep state, the Fox News. Oh, you're probably asking why Fox News? Well, this is the last thing I'm going to say before I end this. Fox News because all of Trump's followers are on Fox News. And it looks like most of the country is watching the media coverage on Fox News. So Fox News seems to be legitimate, or at least they think Fox News is somehow legitimate in the eyes of Trump supporters. And obviously that is not the case, and it's never really been the case. They just watch it because he doesn't get trashed as bad as he does on those other fake news channels. So that's what's going on. Thank you for watching, and I will be covering this as much as possible as things happen. So consider subscribing, and as you do subscribe, ring the bell. All right, I'm Matthew Heines for Deceptions of the Ages News, and we'll see you next time.